Good morning, everyone. Today we have some news we need to discuss. India has put a ban on their rice exports. India accounts for 40% of global rice exports. Now, it's basically seeming like it's going to be cut in half. That does not include basmati rice and broken rice. Rice Export Group compares impact to Ukraine war. This that we're going to be reading from today is on Router's website. So if you want to look this up yourself, I highly recommend it. This is definitely going to impact the global food chain. Prices, as we know, are going to go through the roof. I mean, this is something serious, guys. And a lot of you out here were talking about it. I had seen it the other day, and I wanted to put together some information because there's some other things that I want to discuss about this later on after we discuss what's going on. So, welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. This is big news, guys. Big news. Coffee rant with Danno here. We got the strong stuff. We have Pike's Place Starbucks because, boy, I'm going to need it. This is something crazy. We're going to go into it here in just a second. If you need to hit pause, get your coffee ready. It's going to be a long discussion. Okay, let's get into it here. So, on Routers, they say New Delhi, July 20th, here on Routers, says India on Thursday ordered a halt to its largest rice export category in a move that will roughly halve shipments by the world's largest exporter of the grain, triggering fears of further inflation on global food markets. The government said it was imposing a ban on non-basmati white rice after retail rice prices climbed 3% in a month after late but heavy monsoon rains caused significant damage to their crops. So they're noticing it's gotten a lot higher in their own area, so that is in part of what is causing this, apparently. We'll get into some more stuff here in a minute, but I just want to read through this. It won't be too long. We're going to have a discussion on this here in just a minute. India accounts for more than 40% of world rice exports, and low inventories with other exporters mean any cut in shipments could inflate food prices already driven up by Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year and erratic weather. In order to ensure adequate availability of non-basmati white rice in the Indian market and to allay the rise in prices in the domestic market, the government of India has amended the export policy. And this is from the Food Ministry. The Food Ministry said in a statement that cited an 11.5% increase in retail prices over 12 months. Now, we've already seen rice prices, some of them double in stores over the last year. So this is going to be on top of this. And as to where it may take a little while, it's already getting started. And we're going to go in. That's why I wanted to get this video out here as fast as I could so that we can at least make our viewers aware of this. The category impacted non-basmati white rice and broken rice accounted for around 10 million tons of a total of 22 million tons of Indian rice exports last year. The government clarified late on Thursday that parboiled rice, which represented 7.4 million tons of exports in 2022, was not included in the ban. The move demonstrates the sensitivity of the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to food inflation ahead of a general election nearly next year. His administration has extended a ban on wheat exports after curbing rice shipments in September of 2022. It also capped sugar exports this year as cane yields dropped. We already know that. Quote, India would disrupt the global rice market with far greater velocity than Ukraine did in the wheat market with Russia's invasion. I like how they keep repeating this. It's like people don't want to just blame themselves of this. They want to say other things. Yes, we know that the wheat and everything going on with Ukraine and Russia is highly impacting the world right now. We know that. But this is something I believe is going to be a little bigger. This isn't something that covers like 10% of the world, 20% of the world. This is 40% of the world. And the thing is that with rice, We have things going on right now, today, while you are sitting at home watching this video. People are making runs for rice. Now, don't panic buy. I never encourage panic buying on the channel, but there are a lot, from what we're told and from news reports that I've seen from the TV, okay, so take that for what you will. A lot of people who own restaurants, a lot of Indian Americans are going, and according to them, they are buying up a lot of rice. So if you're looking for rice, we'll go into that a little bit, but, you know, as far as restaurants, different people who have rice in their main diets. I mean, I don't blame people. You hear this kind of news, it's like, well, here we go. I mean, this is the endless train that we've been dealing with for the last couple years. I mean, it's crazy. I really didn't know how I was going to even explain this in a video today, guys. I was just going to sit here and talk about what's going on. We've gotten hundreds of comments on this over the weekend. I was a little busy doing some stuff with family and stuff like that. I knew about the ban a few days ago. I wanted to gather more information and make sure that we knew all the facts before. I don't like to just throw it out there right away. On things like this, I like to do a little bit of research. But we'll go on. It's not much longer here, but there's some interesting things here at the end. Rice is a staple for more than 3 billion people. I would argue it's bigger than that. I think that is a lowball estimate there, and nearly 90% of the water-intensive crop is produced in Asia, where the El Nino, I'm not saying that it's not worth blaming that, the El Nino weather pattern usually brings lower rainfall, absolutely. Global prices are already hovering at the highest level in 11 years. Some could argue way longer than that. We've seen dramatic increases in rice and just everything over the last year. The sudden ban on exports would be very painful for buyers. This is interesting, and this is where the craziness begins, okay? The sudden ban on exports would be very painful for the buyers who can't replace the shipments from any other country. Okay? Okay, so now we have India's lion's share map here. If you want to check it out, it's on Reuters. Reuters, Reuters, Reuters website. And it shows how much, like, it breaks it down from each country, like how much rice comes from each country that supplies the world. India being number one by more than double. 40% of the world's rice comes from India. Thailand is the next one up, but still very low. And it looks like about 15% of the world's rice comes from Thailand. And then it looks like about 10% from Vietnam. And then Pakistan, Burma, China, and then it gets so low. Brazil has a little bit here, and then so on and so on. You know, there are, you know, we can grow rice in other areas, but India has the area and the mass and able to do that, and the wetlands and stuff that it takes. But anyway, let's keep going here. While Thailand and Vietnam don't have enough inventories to plug the shortfall, African buyers would be most affected by India's decision. Rayo said, adding that many countries will urge New Delhi to resume shipments. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Other top buyers of Indian rice includes Benin, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Togo, Guinea, Bangladesh, and Nepal. The ban would be effective from July 20th, so it's already in effect. But vessel underloading would be allowed for export. So I guess if you've already purchased, if you've made a purchase. Let's get off of this for a second. I want to talk about something here. Okay, so what's happening is that because India has done this, buyers are waiting to buy. Right? Because they don't know what the other prices are going to be. Thailand doesn't know what to charge for their prices, making it harder, you know, when you take the biggest ones, because that's what business is. That's what business does. They look at the highest price, they look at the highest bidder, and then the people who don't sell as much traditionally probably sell it for a little higher, and then the ones smaller than them sell it for a little higher. Well, because we're not going to be getting it from India. Thailand is waiting to see what these prices are going to be, how much they can sell it per metric ton, because it's going to skyrocket. I mean, it's going to go through the roof because the demand is going to be ridiculous. Demand is going to be crazy. But anyway, so they go on to talk a little bit about weather damage, and yeah, it seems to be, it seems significant. It seems significant, but again, money being the factor here, 3% in price increases in their own homeland. Okay, so India's prices domestically are costing them a lot more money than it ever has. Right, so that is what it is. They're putting a halt on it with the weather, with it being a bad crop. They want to make sure they have their rice. And you know what? I mean, I get it. I understand. They're going to lose a lot of money. A lot of money is going to be lost in this. And I don't know, and I'm not saying that, they're hoarding it or anything like that. It's their land. They can really do whatever they want. I just feel like this kind of went unnoticed. We've seen it kind of trickle down for a little while, but I don't know if we could really plan for something like this. And when I said the other day, I said when with all the grain and wheat that is being constantly cut off throughout Russia and Ukraine and the Black Sea and all that, I said this is going to have a trickle effect. This is going to be like dominoes falling. This is just the beginning, okay? This, I feel, is reaction to that. They even said that, okay? So the problem is that companies are going to be reluctant to pay any money until they know what it's going to be over long term. Okay, now stuff already purchased, obviously we're going to get that stuff. They're not going to hold stuff that's already been bought. They're not going to give them the money back, right? Because you never get the money back. But we'll go in a little bit just for a second here to go into some of the weather damage that they're talking about here. So heavy rain in northern parts of India over the last few weeks has damaged newly planted crops in states including Punjab and Haryana, and many farmers have had to replant. Rice paddy fields in northern states have been submerged for over a week, destroying newly planted seedlings and forcing farmers to wait for waters to recede so they can replant. In other major rice-growing states, farmers have prepared paddy nurseries, but have been unable to transplant the seedlings due to an inadequate rainfall due to El Nino. The area under rice cultivation had been expected to increase after New Delhi raised the rice purchase price. Okay, but farmers so far have planted rice paddy on the field 6% smaller than 2022. So we're already at a significant number smaller of what they've done. Okay, so what they were able to plant, take out, and then have to replant, they were already 6% less before they even got started, basically, is what they're saying. This week, prices of rice exported from Vietnam, the world's third largest exporter after India and Thailand, soared to the highest in more than a decade on growing supply concerns from El Nino. Vietnam's 5% broken rice was offered at $515 to $525 per metric ton. Okay? It's going to be a lot higher than that now. Its highest since 2011, India's 5% broken parboiled varied, hovering near a 5-year peak at $421 to $428 per metric ton. Okay, so it looks like between 2020 and 2022, there was a rise and fall of production, okay, with different weather factors and just other things going on. They do have a graph that explains the whole El Nino thing. Let's see. Buyers may move to Thailand and Vietnam, but their 5% broken rice could cost $600 per metric ton, said one European trader. China and the Philippines, who generally buy Vietnamese and Thai rice, will be forced to pay substantially higher prices. Okay. And that's it. I did have another one I was going to read from, but I think we can just stop there. There's things that I want to discuss and different ways that we need to think and prepare on some of this stuff. This is big, guys. This is really big. We've already seen these things because this is part of that trickle effect we were talking about. There are over 3 billion people. 3 billion people that rely on rice every day. Every day. And that's the small number. Small number. And we have people that are apparently now in America who are buying up a lot of rice because of this. Okay, so there's going to be a shortage. And I know we've been talking about this for months. We see it in the stores. We've already seen it low in a lot of places. So I can only assume that it's going to get drastically low and probably unaffordable here in the near future. So, continuing in this conversation, let me say this that we said about a year and a half ago. Okay, so a couple years ago, there were empty shelves all over Cincinnati, Ohio here and most of the country. We were finding food. We weren't finding food. I mean, it was crazy. There were things, and we always talked about getting creative. Okay, getting creative with our meals. Guys, this is all the more reason to start getting creative with your food. Start learning new ways of prepping your meals, making things differently, trying new things, trying different things, adding different kinds of fillers. These are things, that can be cheap now. Okay, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this video. I mean, at first, I was kind of like, it's just, I hate bringing so much heartache, but we need to be prepared. We need to think about these things because prices are going to go up again. It's going to have a trickle effect, right? We're going to see bread go up for the wheat. We're going to see a lot of different things go up that have already gone up, right? Because we won't see the price increases overnight. Some of it, I hear we have. I don't really know. And that's another thing too. Things that you've maybe fall down the rabbit hole of the internet. Make sure you double check things. Make sure you look to see. Look for the facts. Look for the facts. Follow the money. Remember, follow the money. And that is what I got out of all this. All the different things. And I'm not saying, it's like you blame El Nino, you blame the Ukraine and Russian war and stuff like that. Okay, well, yeah, that has something to do with it. But again, if am I wrong to say that if I'm something at fault, I mean, the weather is one thing, but don't point the finger in another direction. Take the blame, right? If we were unable to process meat for the next month, what are you going to blame? What are you going to blame? I mean, I guess, okay, because of heat or because of this, because of that. It's like, yeah, I mean, the weather, I guess, is one thing. But I don't know. I don't like when I'm reading something and everybody's just pointing the finger. It's like, I don't know. I don't really know where to go with that because we're lied to so much in this world, right? And if we weren't lied to all the time, then we wouldn't even be thinking of this. Oh, okay, well, no rain. It's drying up. You had to replant. This stuff. It's going to be a while. It'll be a little bit of struggle. Maybe we'll pull out of it. Let me ask you something. How many times do you ever see the prices go down? All these times that we've been in the stores over the last couple of years here, how much has really gone down? When we look at a price, I get ecstatic when I look at something that has gone up $2 over the last year and a half, 2 years, and then it drops 10 cents, right? It drops 10 cents. And I pointed out, look at that, it dropped 10 cents. I was ecstatic when we saw Chobani yogurt drop 50 cents. It's skyrocketed $1.60, 69 or $1.70 over the last couple years for a 4-pack, right? That's just an example. I'm just saying that it's like when we see a price decrease, is it really? We see something drop and then another thing we love goes up in price. I was at Walmart the other day and I could not believe how much produce is at Walmart. It doesn't even look good. Doesn't even look good. I'm getting comments from people who are shopping at Walmart saying that potato, and this is all over the country. We have viewers from all over the world, but this is all over the country here. People are talking about potatoes at Walmart. 10 pounds of potatoes for $9, $10. $9, $10, and they're like moldy. And I can feel comfortable in saying that because there's been 20, 30 comments from different people on our channel here from all around the country here. all around the country. I saw potatoes at Walmart the other day. I didn't even want to talk about them. They were so bad. So bad. I get so... It just, it just sickens me of how much bad news that I have to deliver on some of these things. But we have to be in the know. We have to prepare. We have to know when prices are about to blast off into space. Guys, I'm telling you right now. Don't panic buy. Don't freak out. I know a lot of people are. I've got emails of people in stores with grocery carts full of rice. Grocery carts full of rice. Let me tell you this. If you live in Cincinnati, Ohio, okay, I'm going to give you a little tip. Don't go to Kroger. Don't go to Biggs. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Don't go to Meijer. Go to Jungle Gyms. Jungle Gyms. That's right, you heard me. If you live in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, if you live within a few hours of Jungle Gyms, they have so much, and they buy from all over the world. Jungle Gyms will have rice all the time. And I know some viewers on the channel who actually work at Jungle Gyms who are probably laughing right now because, yes, Jungle Gyms has an enormous amount of rice from all over the world. Jungle Gyms buys foods. It's an international market, and it is like a international mall market. So if you're having trouble finding rice, that is the place to go. You can get 50, 100-pound bags if you like. So if you're looking for rice, that's the place to go. They will be in constant contact with people around the world to bring in rice from all around the world. And actually, Jungle Gyms is an amazing place. We have two of them here in Cincinnati, Ohio. One on the east side of town and one which is located north of here in Fairfield, Ohio. Personally, I recommend going to the one in Fairfield. That's my favorite. And it's just awesome. I've done videos at Jungle Gyms. I will leave a link down below to one of our videos that we go to Jungle Gyms. It's an amazing place. Anywhere in the country. If you're coming to Ohio, if you're planning a little mini vacation, check out Cincinnati Zoo, #1 zoo in the country. Kind of. I don't know. Some people argue San Diego Zoo, and everybody has their favorite zoo. But Cincinnati Zoo is pretty awesome. And Jungle Gyms is an amazing place, guys. It is amazing. You can find any kind of food you want there. And it just seems like when you think they're going to run out, they have mountains more. I mean, it's costly. It is costly. You will spend some money there. But again, they're paying these premium prices to get all this stuff in here. So I'm telling you right now, that is kind of the secret here. You can find pretty much anything you need from inside the country or outside the country at Jungle Gyms. And quick disclaimer here, they are not paying me to say this. I just really love Jungle Gyms. That place is awesome. I need to get back up there and do some shopping. Excuse me. Do another video. But I can almost guarantee you that their whole place is full. And we're not seeing I did not see a huge impact over the weekend at Kroger. We did see some of the bigger bags missing at Walmart. Okay, we're going to start seeing less and less rice, and we're going to see a lot of other products because of this go up in price. If I thought that it was just rice that's going to go up, I probably wouldn't be as concerned, right? I mean, like I said, we get creative. We can make meals out of anything, right? But I feel like this is that trickle effect. These guys aren't getting paid. These guys aren't getting paid. These guys aren't getting paid. This is the thing, right? When you have all of these restaurants outside the country and inside the country, everywhere. 40%, guys. 40% is a hell of a number. I mean, it really is. That is huge. That is an impact on the world. And we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention. We need to prepare for these kind of things. If you use rice in a lot of different things, or if you use things that have to do with rice, things that are being made with rice, different kinds of nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure you guys can think of a million reasons of different things to use for rice. Let me know down in the comments some of the things. Let me know down in the comments of things that you think might be impacted by this huge blow. I'm not kidding. We've gotten hundreds, at least 100 comments on this over the weekend here, and I probably got over 100 emails of photos and everything else of people just carts of right. I mean, it's all over the news too. I mean, you don't really have to look too far. I feel like I'm a little late in talking about this with you guys. I would have wanted to bring this out earlier, but I already have videos stacked up when we get to the weekend. So it was a little crazy at Walmart the other day. Thank you for everybody's response to that. I will leave that video in the window up here after this one, so you can click on that and check it out. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of things. Produce and meat at Walmart just really surprises me, because that you would expect to be a lot cheaper. You would expect it to be a lot cheaper. And because it's so expensive, you would think, wow, you're charging like Publix prices here. Well, maybe not that high, but you're charging really high prices here for this stuff, and the quality is not good. Quality's not good. That corn looked terrible. A lot of it did. A lot of it. Crazy. I mean, even the apples, the peaches, the plums. And I'm sitting here giving them credit because they're a little cheaper than Kroger. Well, at least the ones at Kroger didn't look that bad. I wasn't as harsh as I really could have been. I'm trying to ease up a little bit on some of these things. You can see it on film here, and you can judge for yourself. But, and I can pretty much tell from the thousands of comments that we get on just different produce, where to buy it and where not to. And I know we could argue that Sam's Club and Costco is expensive, but they're getting top product, right? It's like, how many products do you buy? How much produce do you buy from Sam's Club or Costco or Publix or Meijer, where it's really bad? We've got a couple complaints on Meijer lately. I haven't really had any. Except for those Michigan apples that they got at the beginning of summer. Those were tasteless. I don't know what was up with that. But yeah, they were bad. But guys, again, this is something we have to think about. We just have to be prepared. We have to make sure that we get creative. Take out Grandma's old recipe book. Look and see how she did things. And it's just another hurdle, guys. It's another hurdle that we're going to have to get through. Just to, I knew at some point this would be coming back around. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we were finding a lot of things missing on the shelves, people were leaving recipes down in the comments. There was a lot of things people couldn't find. We got hit really hard here in the Midwest with not being able to find a lot of things. Now, as food innovators, we were able to come up with things and just, try new things. We were getting used to the blast of not being able to find things and the prices going up at the same time. And I think that blow is what made it really hard. That was really tough on a lot of people. And we got through it, though. We got through it, and we always will. We'll get through it together, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the great comments on all this matter. Thank you for everyone who mentioned this. At about the 30th or 40th comment of the Indian rice ban, I was like, I have to do a video on this. There's no getting around it. And I wanted to, but again, when something huge like this happens, like even when the whole Black Sea deal and all that, and Russia not agreeing with the UN and all that stuff, I still gave that a couple days, because I like to do a little bit of research. I want to make sure that, okay, a lot of people are talking about this. Did it just slip out on TV? Who said it? What said it? But when it's everywhere and it's on all sites and the information is fact, that's basically what I look for. I don't want to deliver any false information. Nothing but real news on this channel, guys. But thank you for listening to the rant today. Let's pause for just a second, take a drink of our coffee. I think that's why I'm kind of rambling here. Oh, wow. That was the problem. Now it's calming down. I got riled up by this, guys. I'll tell you what, too. Something extra here. And let me know down in the comments if you would like me to do a video on this. Saturday night, I saw Sound of Freedom. Guys, I'll tell you what. Everybody needs to go see that movie. Everybody needs to see that movie. I'll tell you what. And I don't want to go too far into it, because this video is not about that. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but the movie really hits right here. And it's such a strong movie. It deserves to win Movie of the Year, but it won't, because of because of what it is. But anyway, let me know if you would like me to do a movie review on that. It's a very great movie, very awesome. But yeah, back to the rice, guys. Just as always, stock up, be prepared. Make sure you have a little extra. Find the sales. We got some great sales coming up at Kroger this week. Thank you for those who've left the comments down below about that. Some even better, you may want to wait. You may want to wait to go to Kroger till Wednesday. There are some big sales coming. Big sales coming. I will be going to Kroger Wednesday, and we will have that video out Thursday morning for you. So, guys, thank you so much for watching today. And let me know down below if you want me to do a review on that movie. It is really interesting. Something that would be interesting for all of us to talk about. But, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week.